My name's Danny Hopkins and I'm editor of Practical Classics magazine, and I want to introduce you to this. This is the Modified Restorer of the Year trophy. It's the first time we've awarded it this year, and it's going to go to Jerry Lloyd for his Rover 75C that we featured in May last year. Now, Jerry is a bit of a genius. He's built a double-ended 75, he's built a 75 coupe, which is absolutely beautiful. We had that on the stand at the NEC. He's also built a 75 which has got a back end like a bakkie, a South African bakkie or a pickup. It's absolutely amazing engineer, not just with the bodywork though. With the Rover 75C, he grafted a Mercedes automated hood onto the back end of a Rover 75. It goes up and down all on its own. He even remapped and rebuilt the ECU of the car to make sure that it could do it. It's an absolutely extraordinary job, something that you can't even see the joins on. It's the kind of thing that Rover should have done themselves. Jerry did it in his shed, and that's why, Jerry, this is for you. Congratulations. You are the Modified Restorer of the Year. Hello, my name's Danny Hopkins and I'm editor of Practical Classics magazine, and I'm here in gorgeous Surrey to meet a very special restorer. His name's Andy Kenning, and he has restored an MGA which we've judged to be the Restorer of the Year. That means he's going to win the Golden Spanner. We think it's perfect. I hope you do too. Let's go and see him. Hello Andy.
Hi Danny, how are you?
Nice to see you again. Should we do one of those?
Yes, we'll do one of those.
There
Hi.
you go. Nice to see you. Doesn't seem like long since I was here before writing about the car. We're going to do some filming today with you and the car, but there's another reason for me being here that you don't know about.
Okay.
And that is because out of all of the restorations that we featured in the magazine this year, we have decided that this is the best, and that you, sir, have won the Golden Spanner Award. You are the Restorer of the Year.
Oh my God.
There you go. You didn't know that, you thought it was just coming down to see some
absolutely speechless.
That's all right.
Thank you so much.
Not only is it fantastic quality restoration, but the story behind it as well. Just it's a winner, hands down.
That's just unbelievable. I'm completely speechless.
That's fantastic. Well, but while you compose yourself, let's think about where we can go for a drive before it rains.
All right, let's do that. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Brilliant. That's amazing. Thank you. Stunning.
Andy, we've come over here to your brother's barn, which is appropriate because when you first found this, it was a bit of a barn find, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. It was a complete and utter shed, dissolved from about knee-high down, had a front and a back and nothing in the middle.
So, why an MGA?
It's the shape. I've had two MGBs and a midget before, and this is just so tactile. Everything's rounded and curved. Just such a lovely shape. Had to be an A.
And this is a really early MGA, isn't it? Why did you want an early one?
The early ones, the Mark 1s, have got a much nicer looking backlight system, as in my view. So it had to be a Mark 1.
Now, when it turned up, it had a different type of front end. Tell us about that.
So the headlights were cut back at an angle, much like on a Porsche Speedster. I was told it was a Le Mans conversion, and I absolutely hated it. So they had to go.
And when you say had to go, make it sound really simple. It wasn't, was it?
No, it wasn't. Buying wings for these is very difficult. That they don't really fit, so you'd have to hack it around. The rest of the wings turned out to be okay, so I fabricated new nose sections for this from scratch to give me the right shape back.
And that involved what?
So cutting the old headlight bowls out, fabricating a space frame that would fit over the wing to enable me to have a jig to cut and shape the metal, weld it back into place, and then heat it and hammer and dolly to bring it back to the right shape that it should be.
And I'm sitting here looking at it with the sun glinting off it. I cannot see the join. It's an amazing job. as is the rest of the car. What other parts of the car did you find really challenging?
When the car's built, it's built around what's called the F section, which is the sill, the A post and the B post, and getting those right is a real mission.
Now, you went on a truly emotional journey with this car as well as a physical one. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
My wife had a midget, I had an MG BV8 that I built, and the plan was that we would gift those to our two sons so they'd have a car that Dad built each. And this was for my wife and I to go touring in when we retired. And unfortunately she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2010 and fought it for 5 years, and sadly lost her battle with it on the 22nd November 2015. So she never got to go in it, she got to see it.
Yeah.
She saw it move under its own steam, she saw the colour of it, which is, it's tricky to go out and drive it just because of the emotional attachment, but you know, as time goes by I'm getting used to it.
I understand it gave you a deadline as well.
It did, yes. When my wife was diagnosed as terminal, I knew I had to finish it before she passed away, because if I didn't, it would just be pushed into the garage and forgotten. So yeah, it was finished. It was finished in the October, and she died in the November.
Well, that's an amazing story and a really moving one as well. And the best part of it, I suppose, is when you knew you had that deadline, you didn't compromise on the quality.
No.
You kept everything perfect. Andy, just like to say thank you very much for inviting us to see the car, and congratulations once again for becoming the Restorer of the Year.
Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate it. Completely blown away by it. Thank you.
Well, I don't care what anybody says. I think it's the prettiest sports car ever made. Absolutely beautiful, MGA, and a beautiful job that Andy has done on it as well, both in terms of the skill that he's exerted on it and also the emotional journey he's been through. It's a worthy winner of the Golden Spanner. Absolutely fabulous. Now, if you want that to be you, we need you to keep sending in your restoration stories to us at Practical Classics. And if you want to tell us next year which car you think should win, you will be able to vote for it next year. And hopefully we'll be back at the Practical Classics Classic Car and Restoration Show with Discovery next March, where you'll see them in the flesh as well. Now, the other thing I'd like to say is thank you. Thank you for sticking with us through the pandemic, through this unbelievable year. We make sure that we try as hard as we can to bring you the very, very best stories, and you've kept them coming to us. You've stayed connected, and we can't thank you enough for that. So from all of us at Practical Classics, a thank you, and thanks very much to Andy, the worthy winner of the Golden Spanner.